You have a habit of leaving people to die, don't you? You get used to it.
Hello everybody, it is I, Orange Lightning, back at you with an overdue episode of Question of the Week. That's this like a full over a month ago. Listen, July was a really awful month, and I even recorded an episode that had all of my audio settings screwed up and didn't capture my mic at all, and so it was just 30 minutes of pure dead silence, and that kind of crushed my soul a bit. We are back at it with an episode all about your pet peeves. Before we get into that, a question of the week for a future episode is going to be, what is your biggest FML moment? If you don't know what that means, it just means F my life. Share those in the comments, and I might read them for a future episode. Let's get to it! My biggest pet peeve involves driving. Nothing annoys me more than drivers that seem to have such a hard time to use a turn signal. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. It's not difficult to flick your wrist. Another is driving in the passing lane and there are no cars to pass. Please get into the right lane where you belong. Relatable. Totally relatable.
I'm gonna pass.
12 seconds later.
I have 3 pet peeves to list. This is so easy, lol. My first one, definitely engagement farming social media posts. There's some fire behind those words. Nothing online makes me cringe more than someone just begging for interactions on some low-effort tweet. You know me by now, all of my Christian posts, Bible verses, and all that, but when a post which feels like it was made by your stereotypical elderly aunt and says, "A child of God will share, a child of Satan will ignore," I just cringe. I feel you on that. Or tweets that just say, "Do you like this?" and have the retweet, like, and comment image labeled yes. I kind of feel you on that. I guess I'm just not as bothered by that as other people, but I 100% get why that bothers people. Like, okay, just say you're engagement farming at that point. I don't care. I used to like and retweet those, but nowadays I just ignore them entirely because, geez, they're annoying. Sure. Second, when someone tells me to do something I'm already doing. Yes! Thank you! Thank you! I hate that so much! I hate that so much! If I do something without being told, it feels good to be accomplishing something of my own will. If someone tells me to do something I'm already doing, for one, it's completely unnecessary, though I realize sometimes nothing wrong is meant. Secondly, it takes away the sense of fulfillment, and, like, I'm doing it of my own free will. Well, then it only feels like I'm doing it because I have to. I can still overlook it and get junk done, but it no longer feels as fulfilling. I totally get that, because whenever somebody tells me to do something that I'm already doing, all it does is just demotivate me from wanting to do it. You know, it's just like, okay, I'm about to do this thing. Random person is like, "Hey, do that thing," and I'm just like, well, now I don't want to.
Good one, SpongeBob. But really, why don't you go ahead and make us a patty?
No, I don't really feel like it.
You know? It's just annoying. I hate that. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And finally, tailgaters. Tailgaters while driving absolutely freaking suck. Bruh, if you need to go 75 miles per hour in a 55 You should have left home earlier. I'm not speeding for your sake.
Okay, now, what do you do next?
Floor it?
Yes. No! No! Don't floor it!
Floor it?
No! No, no! Don't floor it!
Okay, floor it!
Oh, SpongeBob! Why?
And the thing is, sometimes they tailgate me so bad that I have to push it a little bit. It's literally the me already going if over the speed limit, the BMW behind me meme. Yeah.
Now all we need to do is catch up with the train.
We can't be far behind.
Do you hear that?
We must be getting close.
Hold on.
Those people suck. Though, from my experience, half of them are like Toyota trucks. I've had one truck pass me and literally burn rubber on the road. Ugh, and you can hear the turbocharged freaking engine scream. It's suddenly gone. Had to be going 80 in that 55 zone. Oh my gosh. Man, some people just have a death wish. Like, that's plain and simple. Some people just have a death wish. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm enjoying this series so far. Here are 4 of my biggest pet peeves. These are themed to content creation. OBS technical problems. I'm sure you can relate as a user yourself. Yep! I've encountered random crashing, and don't even get me started on using the advanced scene switcher tool. I had a stroke there. Which is a pain. Thankfully, I haven't run into any BS with OBS recently, except for the advanced scene switcher, which is not user friendly. 2. When I have to restart Adobe Media Encoder queue because one video fails for one reason or another. I'm gonna issue a correction to that one. Not when Adobe Media Encoder fails. When Adobe does anything at all. You know? Adobe doing any singular thing at all is a pet peeve. Because holy crap, man. The fact that Rumble does not have upload tools that YouTube does, especially the ability to add a video to the playlist as you upload, whereas on Rumble you have to wait for the video to be published in order to add it to the desired playlist. I don't even know what Rumble is. This sucks because I'd like to have my content in an organized playlist for my viewers' convenience, and I can't do that on Rumble yet. Fair enough. But I'm able to do it on YouTube. Note I have multiple playlists on all my channels. And worst of all, when my editing software craps out on me. See what this is what I was talking about. When Adobe does anything at all. Adobe doing anything at all is a pet peeve. They can't even keep their software working from version to version. It's worse when I'm unable to save before it happens, losing me time, which I have to put to finishing it, whereas when it does crash, I have to fix what was lost. In some thankfully rare cases, unfortunately start from the media importing part of the process. Ugh. That's just some of them, but any more, I'd be wasting time. You know, I feel you. Man, I know. That is such a mood. Premiere can definitely be the bane of my existence sometimes. I absolutely hate just everything about Adobe as a company and the shenanigans that they've done to break all of their programs when they just don't work. Ugh, hate it. Hate it. Great video, man. I love this new series. Keep up the great work. Thanks. I have two pet peeves, though they're more of a bad habit, TBH. I had to ask my mom because I didn't know what pet peeves I had. So the first one is actually when I was asking my mom about it. During that, I was subconsciously playing with my dinner chair. My mom glared at me and said, "What you're doing right now is one of your pet peeves." Apparently I do that all the time when I'm bored or waiting for something. So you do something that you yourself can't stand. I feel like everybody has that on some level. On some level, that's everybody. The second one is related to my obsession with Ubi, believe it or not. My sister is the main reason of my obsession with Ubi nowadays. She used to roleplay Ubi when she lived with us, and after she left, I inherited that roleplay. I tended to roleplay Ubi just to goof around or annoy my mom. It's gotten to the point where she's had nightmares about a group of giant gorilla-sized Ubis chasing her. I'm perfectly sane, right?
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
Those are more your mom's than you, but that's something, alright. I hate being pat on the back. Whenever that happens, I have to resist an urge to do something rude. My face is basically Patrick's when he drank the expired milk and Have You Seen the Snail?
Well?
Also, I hate it when people take up multiple parking spots. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Great editing, by the way. Well, thanks. I asked multiple times to multiple people what a pet peeve is, and I still don't understand what they are. So if this is one, there you go, I guess. If I ever figure it out, I'll update you later. Alright, here's 10. Oh boy. 1. When I watch record collector videos on YouTube and they pinch the record to pull out the sleeve. 2. Red lights that let 3 people go but let 1,345,678,999 other people go the other way. That's a number. People who insist that 45 miles per hour is a guideline and not the actual speed limit. I feel like I'm running on the races of Daytona. Oh boy. People who do not turn on their headlights on in the rain. Oh, people who do not turn their headlights on in the rain or fog. People who complain about the walking speed of pedestrians in the parking lot of stores crossing over to the other store. Over to the store, sorry. People who think the turn signal is just a guideline. Again, relatable. Judgmental people in general. Yeah, that's fair. when I have mobile ordered before I even go into the fast food lane, and the person in front of me insists on studying the menu and taking a million years to order. Sure, I get that. When you've already ordered your food at the drive-thru window and the dude in line over thinks he has the right of way when you ordered first. Bruh! I hate allergies. That's a pet peeve of mine. He then pulls ahead of you and you get your food before them. So you have to wait for their food to be done first so you can leave. Yeah, that's the... Do these people not have any concept of, like, turns? 10. Okay, when I need to explain something to someone, and we have the news on, and we want to listen to the weather, and the weather comes on with such perfect timing that I have to hold my thought and risk losing it. That's very... how often does that happen? For it to be a pet peeve... These things have to happen often, so how often do those last two happen? Okay, Electra posted an update. How do I put this? Well, I guess simply put, there's only so much use out of paper, and you can only draw and erase things so many times. Oh yeah, I get that. Similarly, once you think you've accomplished what you were going for in a drawing, but someone else describes it in a way you'd hope to avoid. Yeah, I get that. That's a thing with any creative project, really. And I totally get that. Totally get that. All right, guys. Thanks for all your responses. A lot of those were very relatable and very entertaining. We've reached that point in the episode where I arbitrarily am wearing something else and I deliver my own response to the prompt. I actually needed to make a list of my own. I do think that you'll find at least some of these relatable. Okay, so first one. My dad has no concept of putting a toilet seat or lid down. And I'm a germaphobe, so that drives me nuts. It drives me absolutely nuts just for the sanitary reasons. And also, he literally works tangentially in healthcare, sort of. So the fact that he, of all people, like, is incapable of, you know, doing that, you'd really think he'd have a clue about that. Another one that drives me nuts is Bluetooth technical difficulties. I cannot stand when things randomly disconnect or don't work or don't function or whatever. It drives me nuts. I miss when everything just worked. You know, I miss when people built things and they just worked and there wasn't any secret trick to getting them to function. Now, third one. The Twitter is especially guilty of this, but this happens in a lot of places. I hate when I'm on a website, on some page or whatever, and I'm scrolling through something, and I see something that I either want to read or I want to click on, and I click on it faster than, like, the actual page or something on it loads, and everything moves, and I end up, you know, tapping something that I didn't, you know, mean to tap on, or I lose my place, or whatever, and it's just so unbelievably irritating. I hate that so much. If I tap on something, or if I click on something, It's because I'm trying to click on the thing that I clicked on, not the thing above it that happened to move after I clicked, you know? Another one is specific to Reddit. Okay, so Reddit, randomly at the start of this year or end of last year, decided to have this major overhaul in its image display. And if you try and, you know, you're on some kind of Reddit post and you try and open up, you know, some sort of image on it by itself, rather than just functioning like a regular open image in new tab prompt, it instead now takes you to just a more elaborate and stupid Reddit page of whatever the post was that isn't helpful at all. It's essentially just it essentially just takes you to the page but without the comments section or whatever. And and that makes it really hard to like inspect images or, you know, whatever, you know, like try and zoom in on them or whatever. If you try and zoom in on that specifically, it'll actually zoom out, because that makes any sense at all. And I hate that happened. It's really stupid. Nobody asked for that. And, you know, whenever I'm, you know, looking for Dungeons and Dragons maps, I'm generally scrolling through either, you know, Reddit or Patreon, and it's just so frustrating when I'm trying to get a better look at a map to see if it's worth, you know, like, getting. And then I have to deal with that, because it's not helpful at all. It's not helpful at all. And all it is just less convenient. On a similar note, something else that drives me crazy is Google Lens. Once upon a time, you could reverse image search through Google. You could right-click on an image, click on search Google for this image, and it would give you a new page that has identical images or similar images, all in different sizes, as well as a bunch of different pages that have that image or things that are really, really similar to it. And that was a really good feature for just finding things at a higher resolution, or for finding like a non-cropped version of a cropped image, you know? But then Google added Google Lens, which creates on the right-hand side of your screen a little not even pop-up page, but just a separate like page thing in the corner of your screen that doesn't really accomplish any of those tasks efficiently whatsoever, and it's like automatically like zoomed into a specific part of the image, and it gives you like, I don't know, like web page results, I guess. And it's just so inconvenient and nonsensical. There's no reason for that to have ever been a thing. And I eventually found out how to disable it. But then it got overhauled, and it's no longer disabled, and I can't disable it anymore. There is literally no benefit at all to Google Lens over just the original reverse image search. Nothing about it is better at all. It's just objectively worse. Next one, AI bros and crypto bros. I don't need to elaborate on that. Next one, the appeal to incredulity. I think everybody, even if you have never heard the term, you know what this is. This is somebody going, I don't understand something, or I don't want to understand something, or I don't want to believe something, regardless of whether or not I have any reason to. And so it's automatic, because I don't want to understand it, it's wrong. That doesn't matter if it's a factual thing. It's just done. I don't understand something, so it's wrong. That mentality just that drives me. Okay, bugs. Just plain and simple, bugs. I relate to Misty on that.
Bugs are one of the 3 most disgusting things in the world!
Aside from you, what are the other disgusting things?
Unresponsive video game controls. I do not react to that well. If I'm dealing with input delay or something is just being completely unresponsive, oh my gosh, I want to burst so many blood vessels and throw a controller across the room. I hate games with bad controls, input delay, or just unresponsive controls. I hate it so much. And last but not least, people. Just people. I don't think I really need to expound much on that. I think my point is clear enough just by saying that. I think that covers enough enough territory there. Just people. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Remember, type in the comments an FML moment to get into the next episode, or not necessarily the next episode, a future episode, and I will catch you all then. Bye bye.
Could I interest you in everything all of the time? A little bit of everything all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything and anything and everything and anything and everything and all of the time.
Goodbye.